Hi everyone, it's Georgia, and here we go with our February 2021 retreat projects. Now, our theme this month is Dear Jesus, Hear My Prayer, a revisiting of secret journaling. I know, I think this is the third time around, but it's my thing, and I will keep pushing it. Okay, so because I am actually running a really big Lent creative project at the moment in my Facebook group, God's Refrigerator, and I'm running this retreat at the same time. There's just only so many hours in the day, only so much that I can do. So there might be a little bit of a crossover between the big Lent thing and this retreat. So if you're coming along to both of them, you might have some fun creating projects that can cross the line between the two of them. So our project today is a little, it's actually inspired by a YouTube video that I watched. Once again, I can't remember the artist's name, but I will link her in the comments below. And she created a lovely little mini album, and I thought that's a really great idea. Let's take that and let's turn it into a little prayer book. What you will need is 2 strips measuring 4 by 12 inches. I've written it here in case you're a visual person like myself. And you are going to score these strips at 3, 6, and 9 inches. Here is my first one. So I'm going 3 inches, 6 inches, and 9 inches. And same with this one. Don't worry about this because we're actually only going to be seeing one side. And if you are using a single-sided paper, that will work just as well for this particular project. Put one aside. And the first one that I use, I am actually going to fold it like an accordion. Now, if you are using single-sided paper, you want to fold it so that the first bit on the outside here is your blank. Or if you're using double-sided paper, you want this to be the back side of the paper that you don't want to see. So the side you do want to see, the design you do want, is inside on your first fold. Fold it again, so you have your little accordion. Cut yourself in a coordinating paper, a 3 by 4 inch piece. I have cut it so that this pink is going to be on the front. Just stick this down to that first front panel. Here we go. If you open up the whole thing, it's actually your last panel on the reverse side that you're sticking it onto. Once you fold it accordion style, it's your front cover. I'm just going to draw out a diagonal going down the page or across the page, and I'm now going to cut it so that this will actually be a little pocket that we can stick things into. And then once I fold this over, I put glue on the outer edge and the bottom. As always, don't use double-sided tape for this because the edge of the tape remains sticky, and anything you stick into the pocket will then stick to the tape, and you'll have all sorts of dramas. I am now going to stick the first and second panel together on the edge to make a pocket here. I'm going to grab my little circle punch. This is a 1/2 inch, punching that out, and I will then put a bit of glue on the bottom and the outside edge and stick those down. And so this is your little prayer book so far. You've got the front cover with the pocket, little pocket here with access through the top. Now, time to grab your other sheet of paper and accordion fold this one as well, but this time you're going to fold it so that the outside bit is the side that you want to see. So if you're using single-sided paper, this would be your blank, and the design you want is here at the front. We're going to attach these together, and the final page of the first little booklet and the first page of the second strip here are going to come together to form another pocket. Now, in the video I watched, she actually made it another top loading pocket, same as this front one here. But what I'm going to do, a little bit different, is I'm going to make mine a side pocket. So I'm going to punch the little grabby hole on the side, and I will then put glue on the 3 sides that I want to close up. So not putting any glue on the side that has the little hole. Line up your page. So there you go. This is the story so far. You've got your little front slidey pocket there, pocket at the top, opens up, and then we go on to the next strip of paper. The first panel of the second strip has stuck to the last panel of the first strip, making a little side pocket here, or if you prefer, another top pocket. Now the final 2 panels of this second strip of paper are going to make yet another pocket. I'll make this one a top one. So on the second last one here, punch a little tab hole. I'm sure there's a name for what we're doing. And I will then put glue on the outer edge. Whoops. Not very straight, is it? Oh goodness, and then I laugh, and laughing makes it wobble even more. So then I have another little pocket there as well. Now we get to start decorating and filling our little prayer book. For the first page, I have cut out a 3x4 cut apart, and I have chosen this card because, well, at the time of making this video anyway, things may change, you never know, but as I'm making this video, this is actually from my focus verse for the retreat. I know it doesn't seem to be about secret journaling, but as you all know, there's always a thing going on with me, and I always have my own secret agenda going on. I may talk about it in the group, but this is part of my focus verse for this retreat, and actually for this 40 days that I'm spending in my desert. Now, what we're going to do is, this is actually going to be a little secret message. Now, what I've done is I have cut out 2 circles. So the card that you cut, you want to be just a little bit smaller than your page, so that you've got a border around. Though you don't have to, you could do it exactly the same size if you want to, but I've left a little bit of a border. Then I have these 2 circles that are slightly smaller across or in diameter than the card. Now, what I'm going to do with the circles is score them just so that they're both even. I'm scoring mine at 1.5 inches. Fold this over, fold this over. I have the sample pack that was sent to me, silver with stars. I don't know if that shows, but yeah, it's silver foil with stars. I wish I had something just a little bit bigger. I'll put it upside down so I don't blind you all. I have a 1/2 inch punch, and so I'm going to cut my 2 circles with this. So I'm just going to make do with a slightly smaller than I would like. Now I am going to punch some holes so that I can thread some eyelets. I put both of these circles one on top of the other. This is a little trick I got from that video that is going to be linked down in the comments. Put the 2 together so that your holes are exactly the same place. Oops. And I'm going to do the same for these. Very, very fiddly because it's so small. Lining it up so that I can see my little dot in the circle guide here, and pop those through. There we go. So I have little holes here, and at this point I'm now going to grab a couple of eyelets. Now if you don't have any eyelets, you could use some brads for this. Buttons would be really nice, and you could put buttons in this little booklet because it's going to be quite dimensional by the time we're finished, I think. I'm grabbing a couple of salmon coloured eyelets. So I get my little silver circle on top of the bigger circle, pop my eyelet in here, and use this marvellous, beautiful tool. Ta-da! Oh, I think I squeezed that a little bit too hard. It's kind of squished. I'm not used to things that work so easily, so I tend to put a little bit too much force. But I'll get used to it. There we go. I did that one too hard as well, but that's okay. All right, and now what I'll do is I'll just stick one at the top and stick one at the bottom. Line that up so it's kind of centered. I'm half regretting using a checked pattern now, but it's too late because I've already stuck it. And now I'll stick it onto my page. So this is definitely the point of no return. Wonderful. And now I'm going to choose some thread to tie this up, and I'll just grab my box of embroidery threads from the olden days when I used to do a lot of cross stitch. And I'll just wrap that around that top little circle. Try and use a thick kind of cardstock rather than thin paper for these little circles, because otherwise they get a little bit shredded. And just tying a knot. Nice and tight. Cut off the excess bit here. And wrap it down around the bottom one. Back up to the top. You could crisscross them if you wanted to. I'm just leaving them like this for now anyway. And I might actually just give it a little bit of an extra twirl here. I'm just going to cut it there. Okay, so there you go. You've got your first page is there's a little secret message. So you open this up and there's your secret card with maybe something to do with your focus verse if you can find something, or something, you know, something special that means something to you. But every now and again, you know, sometimes you just need that little reminder. So you go to your little secret prayer book and you open up this page and you go, oh yes. So that's our first page.